All right. Let's see if anybody will be here. I doubt it. Because the first 10 seconds were blank as a test to see if anybody would stick around. Anyway, welcome to another video on this Sunday afternoon here in northern Israel. And, you can tell it's winter based on my wintry outfit. Well, winter in northern Israel. It's not exactly cold if you grew up in the northern hemisphere, somewhere in like Europe or the United States, anywhere, north of the southern half of those areas, let's put it that way, right? So it's not exactly very cold here. There are places where it gets pretty, cold because there's snow, like the Hermon up in the Golan, but a lot of places around here are fairly temperate even in the winter. Yeah, you get some chilly days with some cold rain and stuff, but it's never, we don't get ice blasts around here, that's for sure. Not where I am at the moment. Still, it's nice weather. I mean, if you love the cold snow, then you will definitely be missing it around here. But if you're not an avid fan of the cold rain and snow, then you probably won't be missing anything around here. It's funny, you see old things change, old things stay the same. That is a very interesting plan. Wonder if anybody, I bet you guys could name that. Anyway, title of this video is Bitcoin whales are about to steal all your satoshis. And yes, I mean, it's now the 12th of January, 2025. Can you guys believe it? It's already the 12th. And this next week coming up, it's going to be a very telling week. It's going to be a crushing week, really. Why do I mean that? Well, a lot of people are about to over leverage themselves and lose all their satoshis on dumb trades, rather than having the patience to trade humbly and wisely and smartly. Smartly? Wisely? With wisdom, in a smart way, in an intelligent way. Instead, they're going to take positions of 10, 20, 30x leverage, or maybe even as high as 300x on NextC, which is just staggeringly, mind-bogglingly stupid. But there are people who do it. Right? They wouldn't offer it if people didn't want it. You realize if you take a 300x position, you need to lose about not even 0.33%, right? Not even 0.33 and a third percent, because 0.33 and a third percent would be assuming no market fees, no limit fees, no exchange fees, no liquidation fees. That doesn't happen, right? You definitely have either market or limit fees when you take up that kind of insane position. You definitely have exchange fees, like conversion rate fees, whatever. And you definitely have liquidation fees. So you need to lose like 0.15%, maybe 0.2% if you're lucky. Like the asset goes 0.2% in the opposite direction and be liquidated. You realize how fast something like Bitcoin moves 0.2%, or some other shitcoin that they make available to you? By the way, I'm going to be silent for about a minute. I'm going to put the mic on mute for about a minute so you won't hear me, because I don't want to annoy you with the local noise here. But I'll be right back. All right. I don't know. I think you guys can hear me, maybe. Hopefully, you can. So, what do I mean when I say? By the way, do you like these palm trees? Check out this palm tree. Check out this very cool wood. You know, this is tubes, right? These are connected cells. This is not actually. This is not regular wood, right? It's very spongy if you feel it up close. Palm tree wood is very spongy. It's not regular wood. It's actually not technically wood. But it looks like it, and it feels like it in many ways. It is cellular plant life. And in many ways, it reminds me actually of Bitcoin. Why? Well, even though there isn't necessarily a limited supply of them, that's true. They are verifiable on the public blockchain ledger, which is the world. You can't actually count the number of them that are growing, right? But new ones do come along all the time. So in that sense, it is not like Bitcoin. But they do give off an orange fruit, right? Which turns brown eventually, but it is born orange. So while you can say Biddy is the orange coin, palm trees give off the orange fruit, specifically when they are date palm trees. Hello there. Hi, see you. So, to my comments around what the whales are going to do to your satoshis, the answer is they're going to take every last one that they can. How do I know that? Again, because you're going to trade badly with your leverage. I know you're going to deny it. I know. You're going to tell me, no, Yasha, I'm not going to trade 25x this time. I'm only going to trade 12x. Or I'm going to be smart. I'm going to trade 7x. Because, because the exchange isn't going to target 7. Or I'm going to trade 6.9x because of the memes. And because the exchange definitely won't target anything under 7x. Because that's where all the trying to be tricky smart traders trade. But I'll trade just under them. Let me tell you something. If you think your little 6.9x is going to do you any favors, if you think your 5x is going to do you any favors, frankly, if you think any x is going to do you any favors, and you don't know how to trade properly with the VEPs, you're kidding yourself. And you're going to get wrecked. Why am I so sure of that? I'll tell you why I'm so sure of that. Because very frankly, okay, you are using tools that you don't know how to use. What? Am I homeless? No, I'm walking. You ever heard of people walking outside? Why? What kind of a question is that? Why? Because I'm wearing a sweatshirt, a baseball cap, and I have a beard and mustache? Is that what you think I'm homeless? Because I'm wearing a hoodie and a baseball cap and I have a beard and mustache? Is that what makes you think I'm... What kind of homeless person? I guess homeless people do have smartphones, right? Which of them talks about trading? And trading with the VEPs. Do you know what the VEPs is? What's your name? True Hefe? All right, True Hefe. Do you know what the VEPs is? Not a trick question. For your own benefit, I'm just curious. Do you know? If you don't, I will gladly explain. People trading Bitcoin right now are trading with far too much leverage. We can see it actively in their trades. Like, I'm not guessing this. They are actively, right now, we can see it on the markets. They are using too much leverage. When you see traders getting wrecked, and they only have like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, right, in their liquidation, That's enough to liquidate. And the asset only moved a few percent. That means they took out between 25 and 50x leverage somewhere in that area. Because you can't exactly get wrecked if you're trading like 1 or 2 or 3x if the asset moves 3%. Right? You're not going to end up on the liquidation charts that way. If you are getting into a trade and then the asset moves against you a few percent and you don't have any leverage on your asset, or at most you have like 2 or 3x, which is the max you should ever use, in my opinion. Again, when an asset like Bitcoin moves anywhere from 1, even 0.5% to like 20% in a day, why would you use leverage? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Right? You don't need it. But if you are going to use it, think about it. Why would you use more than 3x? If it's going to move like a crazy day, like 10%, your 3x is going to be amazing. You're going to be 30%, right? That's insane. And if it moves 20%, you're going to be up like 60% in a day, which for most professionals on the market is more than you'd need for an entire year of your wins. Right? Now, granted, over time, you want to have you want to stack that up. But like professionals on the market, most professionals on the market, you got to remember this, they don't beat the S&P 500. Do you realize that? The average trader on Wall Street doesn't, I don't care if they work for a hedge fund or a brokerage or a bucket shop or whatever they work for. I don't care if they work for one of those we'll fund you account companies. Right? People that call themselves professional traders and have certificates that allow them to trade from the financial authorities in the United States that allow them to trade other people's money legally, right? Those people, the average of them, does not beat the S&P 500. Meaning they could just put their money without any leverage on the S&P 500 index fund. Let it ride, no leverage. They will do better than if they try to trade. It's just a fact, okay? If you are better than that, if you can beat the S&P 500's average for the year, great. Maybe you can have a future as a trader. But if you can't, right? A little bit hard to say you could be a professional trader. What's the easiest way to do that? Well, first of all, you can practice. And you can crunch the time down thanks to, past historical information. Turn off the price action of the S&P. Forget everything you know about it. Put vertical line. Go back, several years. Right? At least 4 or 5 years, maybe more. And start putting vertical lines on days or weeks when you would buy and days or weeks when you would sell. No leverage. Right? Just buying and selling spot. Right? When would you invest? Without looking at the price action, just looking at the volatility. Can you do it? If you use the volatility tools from Alpha Trading that are available for free, guess what? You can do that. If you don't use those tools, it's a lot harder because you won't have any idea, right? Unless you work for like an HFT firm and you have the same information just presented to you differently. That's a different thing. But the vast, overwhelming majority of people do not have that. And again, if you do work for an HFT firm, then you probably can beat the S&P because they do. Anyway, that's it for now, folks. Have a great day. Happy trading. We'll see you guys in the live stream or in the trades. Somewhere in the trades. Okay? See you guys. The Discord is alphatradinghq.com/Discord. Again, alphatradinghq.com/Discord. Come join us in our Discord. It is free to join and free to get free info and free indicators to learn how to trade. That's it for now. Talk to you later. Bye.